Today we will be studying. This is something we have studied in CCNA also, IPv6. So remember, we have seen IPv6 in CCNA also. Okay. So I will just give about IPv6, whatever was there in CCNA level. Okay. So I will just give a brief about IPv6 so that you can remember all the things. So this is what our IPv6. What is the difference between IPv4 and IPv6? So IPv4 is a 32-bit address and IPv6 is 128-bit address. What is it? It is 128-bit address. Okay. Now there was no internal security when we were using IPv4. Okay. Now in IPv6 we have an internal security which is inbuilt, the IPsec. Now, whenever our IP addressing was getting consumed, we made a concept. A concept was made known as subnetting. Subnetting was introduced because our IP addresses were getting consumed. So, with the help of subnetting, we can use many IP addresses. Okay, and if you remember, if we had a range of public and private IP addressing. Okay, so what we used to do, we used to NAT our private IP address to public IP address when we were going over internet. Okay, so in IPv4 we used to NAT the public private IP to public IP and public IP to private IP. But here there is no need of NATing. There is no need of NATing because the address space is very large. We have the large address space. Here the address space is very small. So this is common difference between IPv4 and IPv6. These are some common points. Okay, you can say. Now IPv4 address was written in this format: 192.168.1.1. It was divided into four octets. Okay, it was divided into four octets with dotted decimal, and each octet is of 8 bits. Each octet is of 8 bits. 8 bits. Okay. Now IPv6 address is written in this format, hexadecimal format. Hexadecimal format. So this is something, an example of IPv6 address. You can say I have written and I have taken an example of IPv6 address. Okay. Now you can see either you can write it in this way or you can write it in this way. What you can do, you can remove the preceding zeros. You can remove the preceding zeros. See, I have removed the preceding zero and I have just written EB8. That's it. I can only remove the preceding zeros in each quartets. Each quartets. Okay, now for all these zeros in one quartet, I can write a single zero. Okay, for all these zeros, I have written a single zero. For all these zeros, I have written a single zero, single zero. So I can shorten this long address in this format. Either I can write in this format, or what I can do, I can use another format that is in this format. What I can do whenever I am having continuous quartets of zeros, what I can do, I can just write as colon. I can just write two colons and it will automatically take that I am having how many live quartets, you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 quartets are there that are live. So it means there are two quartets of zeros in this two colons. Okay. Now either you can write it in this way or either you can write in this way. You can make these two zero quartets in colon. You cannot write both the quartets in colon. This it is not a correct way because the device will not come to know that what is the address. What is the address? Understood? Got it? So now this first 48 bits are global prefix. Global prefix. It is assigned by INA. Global prefix. It is by default. You can see. It is by default. It is by default. Hello Arjun.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I
Hello.
was just giving a brief about IPv6 addressing. Okay, so we have just started. You have not missed anything. I was just giving the CCNA level introduction. Okay, so to
Okay.
recollect all the details about IPv6. Okay, so
Okay, sir.
IPv6
Okay, sir.
is something, the new version of address that is not being used in nowadays. In later years, the first 48 bits are assigned by, they are the global prefix. They are the global prefix. Okay. Now the next 16 bits are my subnets. Are my subnets. 64 bits are my host bits. I've colored the this thing. Last 64 bits are my host bits. Understood? So in this way, my IP address, IPv6 address is been divided. Got it? Now I have multiple types of IPv6 addresses like we used to have in IPv4 also. So in IPv6, I am having unicast address, and in unicast address, I am having global unicast, unique local, and link local. So global unicast is something like, it is like your public IP address. Public IP address. Okay, whatever we use over the internet to visit the internet, the public IP address. Okay. Now the public IP address will be starting by this. This is the, you can say, default public IP address range. It will be always starting with 2000 colon colon. This will be the IP address that it will be starting with. Unique local. Unique local is something your private IP address, which is routable. Which is routable. Global unicast is not routable. Okay, and your unique local will be starting either with FC00 or FD00. Rest all other quartets can be anything. Okay, they can be anything, but it will always start with FC00 or FD00. Are not, they are not routable to internet. They are not routable to internet. Understood? Link local. Link local is something, you can say, the default IPv6 address on every interface, and it will be starting with FE80. 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 Understood? Now my multicast address. The next type of address is multicast address. So if you remember, multicast address were there in our IPv4 also. So multicast address will always start with FF00/8. Okay. So this is the format, by default format, you can say, for multicast address. Okay. Anycast address is one more type of address. Anycast address is something, address is an address that can be assigned to one or more than one interface, typically on different devices. Okay. Anycast address is one type of address that we can assign to one or more devices. Now, if you want to configure an IPv6 and device with IPv6 address, the configuration is same as our IPv4 address only. Just we have to write a command that you have to go inside the interface and you have to say IPv6 address FC00. This is my address. Okay, and the subnet mask value. And the subnet mask value, or you can say EUI, EUI, you can say a subnet mask value. Now, as we used our routing protocols in IPv4, we can use it in IPv6 also. So the routing protocols that are used in IPv6 are static, RIP-NG, OSPF version 3, MPBGP, EIGRP. Okay, so if you want to enable routing on the router, then you have to give this command IPv6 unicast routing. IPv6 unicast routing to enable routing on the routing protocol, route on the router. Now, static route. If we have seen how to configure a static route, the configuration is same as our IPv4 addressing. The syntax is same, just we have to add this command IPv6 route. That's it. Rest all the things are same. Rest all the things are same. Understood? Destination network address, destination mask, next hop address. Okay. So if you want, we can see a small practical about this thing. So what we will do, we will take the practical over here only in this topology only. So I will be having OSPF configured over here. Show IP protocol. Okay, I've configured OSPF. Also RIP is configured. So I will say config terminal no router OSPF1, and I will say no router RIP. Okay, I've removed the routing protocols from R1. I will go on R2 also. I will remove the routing protocol. Here I will be using OSPF only, router OSPF1. I can say sorry, exit no router OSPF1. On R3 also I will go and I will say no router OSPF1. No router OSPF1. On R4 I will be running EIGRP, I think so. So I will say no router OSPF1 and no router EIGRP 100. Okay. So I will verify if I am running any routing protocol. So IP, see, it will not affect my IPv6 routing, but then also I have cleared all the things, and now I will be doing, because these routing protocols are done for IPv4. Okay, so it will not affect my IPv6 addressing. So what I will do, I will see my show IP protocols. There is no protocol configured. Now what I will do, I'm in the global configuration mode. So to assign IP address, what I have to say, so what I will do, I will take some IP addressing. I will see these three routers, I can say. So I will give some IP addressing to the routers. So in the LAN of this router, in the LAN of this R1 LAN, I'm using the IP address FC00 colon 11 colon 11 colon 11 colon 1 slash 64. Okay. And in the R1's WAN, that is my S3 by 0, I will be using an IP address 2001 colon 12 colon 12 colon 12 colon 1 slash 64. Okay. And now on R2 LAN, I will be using something FC0022 colon 2 slash 64. And R2's WAN, that is S3 by 0 WAN, that is S3 by 0, I will be using 2001 colon 12 colon 12 colon 2. Okay. Now on R2's another WAN, if I go, okay, let us check with these two things only right now. So you understood, in the LAN of R1 I will be using FC001111 colon 1, and in the WAN at this interface I will be using this IP address. So I will go in R1, and to assign our IP address I will go inside the interface and I will say IPv6 address. What is the address? What is the IPv6 address that I will be using? I will be using FC00 colon 11 colon 11 colon 11 colon 1 slash 64. Okay. I will be using this address for my LAN. Now I have to say no keep alive because I have not connected any physical interface to that. So I will say no keep alive. Okay, now exit. I will say interface serial 3 slash 0. I will say IP address 2001 colon 12 colon 12 colon 2, sorry, colon 1.
IPv6.
Yeah, sorry. IPv6 address, no shut. Okay. Now I will go on R2 and I will say interface fast ethernet 0 slash 0 IPv6 address FC00 colon 22 colon 22 colon 22 colon 2 slash 64. Okay. No shut, no keep alive, exit, interface serial 3 slash 0. I will say IP address, IPv6 address 2001 colon 12 colon 12 colon 2 slash 64. Okay, I've configured the IP addressing. I forgot to make the interface up. No shut. Okay, now my interface is up. Now what I will do, if I want to check the IP addressing, I can see show IPv6 interface brief. Once I give this command, I will get an IPv6 address that I have configured. Okay, understood? Now, if I try to ping my another WAN connected interface, ping 2001 colon 12 colon 12 colon 12 colon 1, I'll be able to ping. But if I try to ping my LAN interface of R1, that is FC00 colon 11 colon 11 colon 11 colon 1, I will be not able to ping because I'm not running any routing protocol. I'm not running any routing protocol over here. So whenever I want to ping from one LAN network to another LAN network, I need to configure a routing protocol. Okay, so what I will do now, I will configure a routing protocol. I will configure static routing. So to configure static routing, I have to give the command IPv6 route. Then it is asking me for the destination prefix. What is the prefix? So I have to reach the destination colon 11 colon 11 colon 11 colon /64. Okay. Next hop address. It is asking me for the IP address of next hop. Yeah, I've given the destination. I've given the subnet mask of the destination. I will be giving the next hop address. So what will be my next hop address? 2001 colon 12 colon 12 colon 12 colon 1. Okay. Now I will go on R1's side also and I will say IPv6 route. I will say destination is my FC00 22 colon 22 colon 22 colon 2, or I can say colon 64. Okay, my next stop address will be 2001 colon 12 colon 12 colon 12 colon 2. Okay, now if I see show IPv6 route, I'm getting a static route in my routing table. If I want to reach the 12 dot network, I have to go via 22 dot network. I have to go via 12 dot. I have to go via 12 dot 2. I have to go via 12 dot 2. Now, if I try to ping FC00 colon 22 colon 22 colon 22 colon 2, and my source will be FC00 11 colon 11 colon 11 colon 1. See, I am able to ping my LAN to LAN network. I am able to ping my LAN to LAN network. Okay, so this is how you can configure a static routing in IPv6. In IPv6. Okay, now this is what we have studied in our CCNA level. Now we will be studying something more about IPv6 in our CCNP level. So what we will be studying in CCNP level, we will be studying OSPF version 3. Okay, OSPF version 3, and also we will be studying some EUI, you can say EUI configurations, or you can say extended unique identifier format. What is my EUI 64-bit extended unique identifier? Okay, so my EUI 64-bit 64-bit EUI. Now, what is my this 64-bit EUI? This 64-bit EUI is my linked local address. Linked local address. If you go and if you see, this is something known as EUI is known as extended unique identifier. Okay, format. Now, if you go and see in the router, okay, if you go and if you say show IPv6 interface brief, you will get a you will get a by default address over here. You will get a default address over here. See, I got a address which is starting with FE80, and if we go back to our document, if we see link local address will be starting with FE80. So by default, on every interface that I configure, I will get a link local address. I will get a link local address by default. Okay, I will get a link local address by default. And now how it is formed, how the link local address is formed automatically. Okay, so this first 64-bit, you can say the first 64-bit or the first, this FE80 will be same. Okay, the first bit will be same, then the next 64-bit will be something like a combination of your MAC address and something like FFFE. So I will show you. Suppose you are having a MAC address. Suppose you are having a MAC address. So what I will do, I will not write it like this. Suppose you are having a MAC address and the MAC address is ABCD colon 1234 colon ABCD. This is your MAC address and it is 48 bits. It is what? 48 bits. Okay. Now, how you will get the, this is my 48-bit address. And what I told you, my link local address is how many bits this address will be. This address will be, you can see this is my 64-bit and this is my 64-bit. Okay, so 64 plus 64, how much? 128-bit address. Every IPv6 address will be of 128 bit. So my first 64-bit, you can say first 64-bit will be always FE80 colon colon. This colon colon, the first quartet will be this. Now my colon colon can be anything. So this will be my first quartet, you can say. This will be my first quartet. Okay. Now my next quartet will be, suppose I give a line over here. Now my next 64-bit, what will be my next 64-bit? 64-bit. The next 64-bit will be a combination of MAC plus the device MAC plus FFFE. Okay, this address, it will add this address in between this MAC address. Suppose I am having this MAC address. So what it will do to form the link local address, what it will do, it will add this address in the center of this address. So in the middle of this address, you can say. So if you divide this address into two parts, I will get this as my center point after 1 2. So after 1 2, it will just add F F, then it will give a colon, then it will see F E, then I will have 3 4, then A B C D. So this is how my EUI format, 64-bit format, is created. This is how my EUI 64-bit format has been created. Okay, understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now this is how my 64-bit EUI format has been created. I will put FFFE in between this MAC address. Okay. Now my actual MAC address that will be showing will be not this. My actual MAC address will be in this my seventh bit. My seventh bit. You can say seventh bit. Seventh bit will be reversed always. Will be reversed always. If you consider the seventh bit from starting over here, these are my 8 bits. Okay, 4 plus 4, correct? each digit is of 4 bit. So 4 plus 4, 8. Okay, so I will take two digits A and B. I have 8 bits. Now I will make the binary number of it. So A is something 10 and B is something 11. So 10 binary number is 1010 and B's binary number 11, that is 1011. Okay, binary, I have converted A and B into binary numbers. So I got 1010 for A and 1011 for B. So now if I count and if I see the seventh bit is always, the seventh bit is 1 over here. So what I will do, whenever it is 1, it will be done 0, and whenever it is 0, it will be done 1. It will be reversed always. Okay, the seventh bit will be reversed always it will be reversed. So my seventh bit is 1 over here, so I will make it as 0. So my address will be now A9. My address will be A9. If you see A9, A is the same, and if you make it as 0, then it is 9. 8 plus 1, 9. So my actual link local address that will be there in the device will be something like this: A9 CD, then 12 FF FE 34 ABCD. This will be my actual MAC address, or you can say this will be my actual address. Okay, the full address will be like this. The first 64 bit will be same as I told you, FE80 colon colon, and the next 64 bit will be by EUI format. And how they are created, how it is created, I have just now explained you. Okay, understood?
Hello,
Now,
please, I need the reverse parts. Can you explain again, please?
okay. So see what I told you, whatever the address is, whatever my MAC address is, my seventh bit of the MAC address will be reversed. Seventh bit will be reversed. So reversed means here, if you remember my MAC address, this is my A. So how you write A in binary number? A, if you want to write A in binary number, you will write like this: 1010 means 4 bits. 4 bits. So this digit is of 4 bit. The another digit is also 4 bit, means all the digits are of 4 bits in hexadecimal. In hexadecimal number, if we are writing any address in hexadecimal, then each bit is of 4 bit. See, this is my 48 bit address, MAC address, 48 bits.
Mm-hmm.
So 12 into
Mm-hmm.
3, 48.
Mm-hmm.
Just a second. Huh? So this is my address something, MAC address. I've just taken an example. Okay, so ABCD. This is my how many bits? 16 bits. Sorry,
16
16
bits.
bits. 16 into 3. 16 bits.
Yes.
16, 16, 16. Okay. Now, if I take these 2 bits, I will get 8 bits. So my seventh bit will be always reversed. I told you seventh bit will be always reversed. So what is my seventh bit? So I have just written A, B and their binary numbers. So A is written as 1010, B is written as 1011. Okay. So if I see this as my 8 digits, what is my seventh one? What is my seventh digit? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is my seventh digit. So whenever if it is 1, you have to make it as 0. If it is 0, you have to make it as 1. It will be reversed. It will be reversed. See, this is something automatic process. I'm just explaining you how it happens. Okay. So now my this address will become as A9. See, this is A as it is, and this will become 9. 1001, 8 plus 1, 9. So it will become 9. So my device will be showing this link local address. See, if I go and in my router, see my this is my link local address. Okay, now if I go and if I give one command, show interface fast ethernet 0/0, and I will say section in what was the command? Show interface, show interface fast ethernet 0/0. I will say include this section. No MAC address table. Okay, so what was the command? I'm not getting the command. IPv6 to see the MAC address.
Not,
Anyone knows?
for what?
IPv6 address. How to see the IPv6 MAC address? I want to see the MAC address of the router. Hmm. So the command was so see. I will explain you like this only. This is my MAC address. This CE012D4C0. This is my MAC address. What it did, it inserted FFFE in between this address. In between this address, and it formed a link local address. It formed a link local address. Okay, you can see over here also it formed a link local address. Understood? Understood? Any doubt till here?
Yes.
No, sir.
Okay. Show interface not automatic /0. Yes, see, this is the MAC address BIA. If I am giving BIA, why it is not giving me this thing? I don't know. So, see, this is the MAC address of CC01 2D4C and 4 zeros. What it made? It made it this. It made it at this. The first 64 bit will be this, and the last 64 bit will be the MAC address. Understood? Got it? Now there is one more way you can see. So suppose I will configure my R2's interface. The R2's another WAN interface. What is my R2's WAN interface? If I go and check in my diagram, 3/1. So what I will do, I will go interface pass serial 3/1. Okay, and I will say IP address, sorry, IPv6 address. I will say 2001 colon 23 colon 23 colon 23 colon 1 slash 64. Okay, and I can say EUI64 uses EUI64 interface identifier. See now the difference on both the things. So what I've done, I came inside the interface. I give IPv6 address 2001. I gave the IPv6 address and I told for this interface take the auto defined IP. Okay, then I will say no shut. I will say exit. If I go and I verify show IPv6 interface brief, see now, see the difference between this address and my this address. Whenever if you want your this address should get full 64 bits. Okay, so you can use this command EUI64. So whatever the EUI64 bits will be there, it will be added to the this IP address. It will be added to the IP address. Understood? So either you can use this way or either you can use in your whatever we have configured like this. So both the ways are correct. Okay, got it? Understood?
Yes,
Now
sir.
suppose if I want to change the EUI format, if I want to change the EUI format, what is my EUI format? My EUI format is this one. On R1, if I go and verify, so interface brief, IPv6 interface brief, this is my EUI format. Okay, what I want to change this my 64-bit EUI format. So how I can change my 64-bit EUI format? What I can do, I can go inside the interface and I can say show interface fast ethernet 0/0. I will say IPv6 address and I will say FE80 colon 1. I can give any number that I want. And now I will say this will be my link local address. This will be my link local address. Exit. Now if I go and if I check show IPv6 interface brief, my this format got changed. EUI 64 format got changed. Okay, so this is the command that I can use to change my EUI 64 format. EUI 64 format. Understood? Any doubt? Okay, so run. Okay, so these routers are taking IP unicast by default. I have not enabled, I think so, the IP unicast routing. These routers are taking the routing by default. So what I will do, I will then remove this IPv6 route from here. Also, I will remove the IPv6 route. Next, what I can do, IP interface, IP interface 3. Okay. Show IPv6 route. I'm not having any route over here. No static route is present. Okay, so now what I can do, see these routers are enabling IP routing by default. So I cannot show you the stateless auto configuration. Let me check if I can take a PC and I can do the stateless auto configuration. I can take a PC over here. What I can do, as zero. Start this PC. Take the console. So I will say interface connect 0. Okay. Okay. So what I will do, this is my R2 and this is my R1. So now we will study a concept of stateless auto configuration. Okay, we will study a concept of stateless auto configuration. Okay, so what is stateless auto configuration means that suppose this R1 is my device. Okay, suppose this is my device and this device is having an IP address over here. This device is having an IP address over here, and I want my this device to get an IP address. Whatever we used to configure in as DHCP in our IPv4, my LAN device of R2 wants an IP address from this R1 device, from this R1. So what I can do, I can configure a stateless auto configuration command over here. Okay, I can use this as an IPv6. I can use this as an DHCP server. You can say there is no need of DHCP server in this. I will see. I'm having one document. Stateless auto configuration. Okay, so what is stateless auto configuration? Hmm. It got hanged. Okay, so you can see over here this auto configuration. You can read device can get its own IPv6 address by including its own MAC address using EUI64. Okay, so the device can get its own MAC address, its own IP address by including its MAC address, by including its MAC address. Okay, so whatever we have seen when we were studying auto define, auto define, you have seen if you give a command EUI64, it will automatically get the IP address with its MAC address. Okay, gets first 64 prefix from the router, uses router solicitation and router advertisement message. No need of any external server like DHCP or manual IP or PC. No need of any external server. Okay, now works with works only with /64 on the link. Do not include other information like DNS, like whatever the DHCP can give us the DNS server information, it will not include the DNS server information. See, get first 64 prefix from the router. Get first 64 prefix from the router, and the last 64 bit will be its MAC address. So see how it works. It works with router solicitation and router advertisement. So what will happen? It will send its, this is my client and this is my suppose server. This, it will send an RS message, router solicitation message with a prefix. Now it will reply with the advertisement and give the IP address, give the prefix. It will request for prefix, it will give the prefix reply over here. Okay, so the source in this router solicitation will be link local address. Link local address. This is my link local address, and the destination will be multicast address. If you remember, we have studied all the routers uses FF02 colon colon 2 to listen to other devices, to listen to other devices as the multicast address. So the source will be link local address, whatever the link local address the device is having, and the destination will be the router's multicast address. Okay, so this is something router solicitation and router advertisement. You don't need an external server. Now what I will do, uh, I will go, I have already given the IP address to my R1 and R2, but on R3, if you remember, I have only configured this interface. I have not configured this interface on R3. So what I want the IP address for this interface, okay, with the router's solicitation command. So what I will do, I will go on this router R3 and I will say no IP cast routing to make it as a client, to make it work as a no IPv6 unicast, sorry, unicast routing. Okay, I have disabled the routing now. Let me check if it is working. So my on R2 I am having the serial interface configured as, the serial interface 3/1 is configured as this IP address. Okay, with the MAC address. Now what I want, I will tell that it should get this prefix and this 64-bit prefix, and the last 64-bit would be my MAC address. The last 64-bit will be my MAC address, or you can say EUI64 format. Right? 64 format. Now I will not configure it manually. I will get it from the router, previously we have configured it as manual configuration. So something we have done manual configuration over here. Now on the other side of the router, I will be doing auto configuration. So I will go inside the interface 3/1 and I will just say IPv6 add address auto config. I will say IPv6 address auto config. Just that's it. And not now what I will say no shut. I'll make the interface up. And now what I can do, I can check debug IPv6 ND. So I should get the address. I'm not getting the address. The issue is I think so the routing is enabled still. So I will go on this router and I will say IPv6 unicast routing. Unicast routing. I've enabled the routing over here. Over here I will say no IPv6 unicast routing. Now again I will go inside the interface and I will say shut no shut. See, I am getting the reply now. See, you can see I am getting the configuration. Now I got an IP address. I will be getting an IP address ICMP ND neighbor discovery. Okay, it is doing the neighbor discovery. Now, if I go and if I verify show IPv6 interface brief, I should get the IP address over here. There is some issue. See, my neighbor discovery is it is discovering the neighbor. It has discovered the neighbor. No issues that day. So one more time I will check. Shut no shut. I'm not getting the IP address. Sending RS. You can see sending RS, but I'm not getting the reply from this router. I'm not getting the reply from this router. I'm not getting the reply. I'm only sending the RS message, that is router solicitation message. Is my this interface up? Go in if I check. The interface is up. So I'm sending the RS message to serial 3/1, but I'm not getting any reply from serial 3/1. Okay, so what I can do, Okay, let me check with this router the configurations. What I will do, I will take one more router over here. I will make the connections between these two routers, R4 and R5. And I will make the connection fast Ethernet connections. Okay, 0/0 and 1/0. Okay, I've made a fast Ethernet connection over here. I will switch on this device. I will take the console. Now what I will do, I will go in interface fast Ethernet 1/0. I will say IPv6 address 2001 45 sorry colon 45 colon 45 colon 45 colon 1/64. Okay, I have given this address. Then I will say no shut. Will come outside. I will say IPv6 unicast routing. Okay, now show IPv6 interface brief. I've got my IP address on the fast Ethernet 1/0 that is connected to the router 5. Now I will go on this router and I will say config terminal interface fast Ethernet 0/0 that is connected to the router, and I will say IPv6 address auto config. I will say no shut. Then I will come outside and I will debug IPv6 ND. I should get the IPv6 address. So I will do over here no IPv6 unicast routing. We go inside the interface fast Ethernet 0/0 shut no shut. See, I got the IP address over here. If you can see, I got the IP address over here. Let me check if I got or if it is showing me the IP address of that connected interface. Let me check. Show IP6 interface brief. See, I got the IP address. I got the IP address from my router. Okay, I have not configured the IP address. I got the same range IP address with the MAC address of this. So show interface. If I give this command, you can see the MAC address of this router is 361800. See, the 64 EUI is been added over here. The 64 EUI is been added over here. Understood? Got it? Any doubt? Repeat what, Hari? Which part? Which part you want me to repeat? Hari, which part you want me to repeat? See, I am getting the IP address from the, as we were doing, I as we were getting the IP address in IPv4 from the server. Now what I can do, I can configure one side of the interface and the other side of the interface will automatically take, if I want, that this interface, this device, this interface should take an IP address with this range, and the last 64 bit will be your MAC address of this router. So that's what I've done. I've just went into the R5 router, and what I told, I went into the interface that is connected. If you see in the topology, I've just went inside the interface fast ethernet 0/0, and I've given the command. See, if I go over here and if I give do show history, see what I have given this command in the interface. What I have given this command inside the interface, that IPv6 address autoconfig from the connected device, autoconfig from the connected device. This is something stateless auto configuration. So if I give this command, what it will see, what it will do, I'll close all this. See what I told you, if I give this command, it gets first 64-bit prefix from the router. First 64-bit it will get from this router. And the last 64-bit will be its MAC address. MAC address using EUI64. So if you verify, if you go and verify on R4, what IP address I have given on R4, this is my 64, the 4 octet, this is my 64 bits. So 64 bits, this 64 bits will be given to the R5 router, which is asking, you can say, the client, and the last 64 bit will be its own MAC address, the R5 router's MAC address. So if I go and if I give show IP interface brief, see, I'll be getting first 64 bit as my routers and the last 64 bit as my link local address, see over here, this is my link local EUI64 MAC address using EUI64. Understood? Okay, so this is what IPv6. Now we will see IPv6 version 3. Okay, IPv6 version 3, OSPF version 3. Okay, so IPv6, you can say OSPF version 3. Whatever we have configured in IPv4, it is known as OSPF version 2. This is OSPF version 3. Now, what is the similarity or what is the add-ons that are there in IPv6 and IPv4 in OSPF? So, the same thing is based on OSPF version 2 with advertisements, with, you can say, it is based on OSPF version 2 only. All the things, the area concept, all the things are based on version 2 only, just with an enhancements. The enhancements are something, you can say, distributes IPv6 prefix. It will distribute the prefix address. It runs directly directly over IPv6. Okay, it runs directly over IPv6. Now, some add-ons are there. Adds IPv6 specific attributes. It also adds some specific attributes. The attributes, you can say it has 128-bit address. Then you can say link local address. It has a link local address. Then you can say authentication is there. Then you can say, now the main thing, OSPF version 3 runs over a link rather than a subnet. It runs over a link rather than a subnet. So what do you mean by it runs over a link rather than a subnet? So I will explain you what I mean when I say it runs over a link rather than a subnet. So now what we will do, we will configure OSPF version 3, that is with IPv6. Now I will take these routers, these two routers only, R1 and R2, and what I will do, I will make this R1's LAN, whatever my R1 LAN is there, inside in the LAN, I will make this in some area, suppose area 10. I will put this in area 10, and all others I will put it in area 0. So you can say all others I will put it in area 0. This will be my area 0 and this will be my area 10. Understood? So now I will configure my OSPF. So the configuration is same. Okay, just the difference is it works with the links, not with the subnets. So I will go on R1 and I will say what is the configuration. If I want to go, if I want to write the IPv4 OSPF, then I have to say router OSPF and the command, and I will come in the router 1. I will come in the router mode. Now I can have to advertise the network, suppose any network. Now the command here is different. The command here is different. I have to give the command IPv6 router OSPF1. Now I will be coming inside the router mode. You can see config router RTR. Now over here, if I don't give the router ID, see, I have to give a router ID. I have to give a router ID. So I am on R2. So if I see do show IP interface brief IPv4, so whichever is my highest loopback IP address will be my router ID. Will be my router ID for IPv6 also. So IPv6, I have to give a router ID. So I can give it manually, or what I can do, whatever my IPv4 addresses are configured, it will take the router ID. The router ID concept is same. So what I will do, I will configure it manually. I will say 11.1.1.1. Okay, router ID, I have configured the router ID. Now I will say exit. Now what I told you, the OSPF runs over a link, not a subnet. So the command over here is I have to go inside the interface. First I will go inside the LAN interface. fast Ethernet 0/0, and I will say IPv6 OSPF 1. This interface will run OSPF 1 instance 1, and it will be in area 10. Sorry, area 0. It will be in area 0. Understood? This interface will be in area 0. Now I will go in interface serial 3/0, and I will give the same command IPv6. This interface is running OSPF instance 1, and it will be in area 0. Got it? Now if I want to verify, I can give show IP protocol. See, my router ID is 12.0.3.1 because I have not given the clear IP OSPF process command. Okay, clear IP OSPF process command. Got it? I am running OSPF 1. My router ID is 12.0.3.1. Understood? Now I will go on R1 also, and I will configure IPv6 OSPF 1, sorry, IPv6 router OSPF 1. Okay, I have to enable the routing IPv6 unicast routing. Okay, IPv6 router OSPF 1, it has taken the router ID. Now what I will do, I will come outside and I will say interface fast Ethernet 0/0. It will be in IPv6 OSPF 1, and it will be in area 10. It will be in area 10. Okay, then I will go inside the interface serial 3/0, and I will say IP6 OSPF 1. It will be in area 0. So I formed a neighborship. If you can see, I formed a neighborship with the router. If I give the command show IP OSPF neighbor, I got the neighborship up. Show IP OSPF neighbors. I should get the neighbor. Show IP OSPF neighbors. Sorry, IPv6 OSPF neighbor. I'm giving the wrong command. That is the reason I'm not getting the neighbors. See, I got the neighborship. Okay, the neighborship with 11.0.3.1. 11.0.3.1. So I will give over here also IPv6 11.1.1.1 is my router ID. Neighborship with 11.1.1.1. So this is the command of, so if I give over here, if I go over here and if I give show IPv6 protocol, you can say. So I will get all the details. See, interface area 0. Area 0 is having my router 1 is serial 3/0 is in area 0, and fast Ethernet 0/0 is in area 10, and there is no redistribution. If I go on R2 and if I give show IPv6 protocols, then I can see over here I'm having a static protocol over here. What? Show IP route. see over here, I will get an OI routes, 11.network, 11.network, other area routes, inter area, you can say inter area routes. Okay, my interface 3/0 is area 0 and interface is in area 10. On R2, show IPv6 protocol. My both the interfaces are in area 0. There is no redistribution. There is no redistribution. So I am getting OI routes. I am getting OI routes. If I try to ping FC00 colon 22 colon 22 colon 22 colon 2, and my source will be FC00 colon 11 colon 11 colon 11 colon 1. See, I'm getting the ping, I'm getting the reply, I'm getting the reply. Okay, and my configured protocol is OSPF1. OSPF1. I've removed the static one. By why it is showing me static, I don't know. If I go and if I check show IPv6 route, I cannot see any static routes over here. But here also I cannot see any static routes. Okay, understood? How to configure IPv6 OSPF version 3. OSPF version 3. Any doubt? So this is some natting configured. I will see if I have configuration available. So again, I'm not having any configurations. So if you remember the natting process, what was the natting process we used to do? So ipconfig all
Space flash also.
ipconfig command. Why it is not working over here? I don't know why. Ipconfig. I'll be not having any IP address. I was just checking if I'll be having any IP address configured. You can see over here there is no IP address configured. Okay. Over here also there is no IP address configured. So what I will do, I will configure an IP address on R1. I will give some IP address. Suppose I will use in my LAN config terminal interface fast ethernet 0/0. I will using IP address 192.168 1 dot networks 1.100 255.255.255.0 no shut. Okay, then I will say my WAN interface. What is my WAN interface that is connected? My WAN interface is 3/0 interface serial 3/0 IP address. Suppose I will use 100.1.1.1. Okay, 255.0.0.0 no shut. I will go on R2 on other side. I will say I will give the IP address to this interface also. Config terminal interface serial 3/0. I will say IP address uh, IP address 100.1.1.2 255.0.0.0 no shut. Okay, and I will configure a WAN interface also for testing. For testing, I will just configure the LAN interface. Sorry. So I am giving that I am supposing that my servers are kept on 200.1.1.100 will be my gateway, and they are having /24. Okay, no shut. So what I am doing, see what I am configuring. This is my local router, my company's router. This is my ISP's router. Okay, this is my ISP's router. Now I will perform NATing over here, and NATing, this will NAT my IP address. It will convert my this private IP address into public IP address, and it will send over the internet. Okay, and these are my servers. If I will see that these are my servers. So what I will do, I will configure the IP address on PC also. So I will configure it on PC1 IP 192.168.1.1 255.255.255.0 and the gateway will be 192.168.1.100. Okay, now I will configure just one IP address on this side also. So this is something my server that is kept over the internet. I will say 200.1.1.1 and I will say 255.255.255.0 and the gateway is 200.1.1.100. Okay. Now if I try to ping my gateway, I should reach my gateway 192.168.1.100. So I'm getting reply from the gateway. You can see I'm getting reply from the gateway. Okay, but if I try to ping the other LAN network, okay, suppose if I configure static routing, then will I be able to ping the other network if I configure static routing? So what I will do on R1, I will give a default route. Suppose if I want to go over the internet, if I want to go to any unknown location, okay, I am giving a default route that if you want to go to any unknown location, just go to 100.0.0.2. If you want to go to any unknown location, just go to 100.0.0.2. I've configured a static route over here, a default route over here. Hmm, okay, let me check. I'm not getting the reply. Why I'm not getting the reply? Because it is going via a public IP address. It is going to a public IP address, and you cannot go with a private IP address over the internet. So what I have to do, I have to perform a NATing over here. So see, whatever we have studied at CCNA level, we have seen that if we configure a PAT, so in PAT, what we used to do, we used to configure something, you can say we used to configure an access list, we used to say overload, and then we used to have you can say, let me check if I am having a command. I'm not having the command. Okay, so what we used to do, we used to create a access list. Then after creating the access list, we used to permit this network. Then we used to create a pool. Then we used to create a pool of IP address, the public IP address, pool of public IP address. Now what I will do, the best practice when you are performing NATing, first you have to give the inside and outside interfaces. So this is my inside interface, this is my outside interface. So what I will do, I will go inside fast ethernet 0/0 and I will say IP NAT inside. This is my inside interface, and outside interface is something serial 3/0. I will say IP NAT outside. Okay. Now what I was doing in PAT, if you remember, port address translation, we used to verify, we used to create an access list. We have to say permit the network 192.168 dot network. Correct? This was our access list, and the wildcard bits will be 0.0.0.255. Okay. I've created the access list. Now I used to create a pool. If you remember the command of NAT, I used to create a pool of IP address, and then I used to give the pool to the access list. I used to create an access list. I used to create a pool of IP address, and then I used to give it to the NAT source IP. Now I will not use that thing. What I will do, I will use this interface IP address, this outside interface IP address as my public IP address for all the LAN users. So what I will do, I will go and I will say IP NAT for inside, perform IP NAT for inside. The source will be list, the source will be the list, access list 1. Okay, now the destination we used to give over here the pool name. Now I will not give the pool name. What I will give the interface serial 3/0. What I've done, I've given the interface serial 3/0. Show IP NAT translations. I'm not having any translations. Now what I will do, I will try to ping again from here. I'm getting the reply. I am getting the reply from the router, from the server. I am getting the reply. Now if I go over here and if I check show IP NAT translation, see my this IP address, this interface IP address is used as my public IP address. This interface IP address is used as my public IP address. Understood? So if I go, if you want to check the overload thing, so I missed out the overload command, I think so. I missed out the overload command over here. clear IP NAT translations, clear IP NAT translations star. So IP NAT translation, I'm not having any translation. What I will do, I will remove this command and I will give the command again overload. Overload. Okay. Overload means it will be for all the LAN networks. It will be for all the LAN networks. See, I'm getting the reply now. Now I will give the IP address to this PC also. PC2. I'm over here. I will see the NAT translation. So NAT IP NAT translation. See my ICMP packet. It is using 10.100.0 100.1.1.1. I will give the IP to this PC 192.168.1.2 and I will say your subnet mask is 24, your gateway is 192.168.1.100. Okay, now I will try to ping from this PC my any server ping 200.1.1.1. I will say, yeah, I'm getting the reply from 1.1. I'm getting the reply from 1.1. So I will go again on this and I will say show IP NAT translations. See, now you can see 1.2 is also using the same IP address. 1.2 is also using the same IP address. So this is something PAT translation. So you have to keep in mind whenever you are configuring. So see, if I give show IP interface brief, I'll be getting an NVI interface. NVI interface. Okay, it is up. See, when I got the NVI interface, whenever I gave this command, so whenever you are configuring NAT, the first thing you have to do is you have to give this command. What is your inside interface and what is your outside interface? Configure this thing. See, interface NVI 0 is created. Okay, understood? You can perform PAT in this way. You don't have to use any pool of IP address. You can use the links interface IP address as your public IP address. Okay, you can use this interface IP address as your public IP address. Understood? Any doubt, guys? Okay, so we have seen this thing. That also, what I will do, I will go on this router. Let's see. IP NAT translations. Okay, config terminal. I will remove the NAT overload also. Set show run the configuration. Terminal interface fast Ethernet 0/0. I can say IP NAT. Say no IP NAT inside. I can say over here. I am removing the configurations. No IP NAT outside. Okay, NAT outside. So run. I should not have any configuration over here. Okay. So what is the time? We can stop over here for today. We'll meet on Monday with a new topic. Okay, we'll stop over here for today.